tomorrow morning, making sure everything's good and everything else. So I appreciate you guys. And guys, we're here. We've been talking about the Summer Blast for a year now since we were here last year. If I remember last year correctly, we had a lot of rain outside today. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
quite a bit.
a lot of rain today. We just got a lot of heat. And so I think it's because all of you all came in and we're going to turn it up big time here over these next few days. So a couple things is, number one, Steve, do I have a slide thing or you do that? Well, there you go. 'Cause I didn't know if I was supposed to press anything or what it is, you know. So anyway.
Up here. Up here.
There we go.
There it is, Steve.
Okay. I'm not gonna. So everybody have a fantastic 4th of July.
Yeah.
And so number one, if we have any veterans in the room or anybody who is a family member of a veteran, everybody makes sacrifices when it comes to that, because that's what we truly gives us this independence that we have. So as we listen to Mr. Ray Charles there, really understand what that means. We live in the greatest country. So if you were a veteran, go ahead. We'd love to give you a round of applause. And your family member. So Mr. John Drennan always says success begins with showing up. And what's interesting is I hear that so many times on so many different places. They say it in all levels of academia and everywhere in between, that if you just show up with the right mindset, you show up with an attitude of gratitude for the things that you've got going on. You got yourself a good pen. We've got some notebooks that are here that they put together so that we can have just an incredible event. So congratulations to everyone that is here and made the drive, the flight, the train. I don't know, however it is, but I know we always have some interest. Which one? Motorhome. Yeah. Motorhome works as well. And so I want to say, make sure that, congrats to all of you guys. So you don't, give yourself another round of applause because everybody. So listen, guys, let me just tell you real quick. This is my 15th, it's going to my 16th year in Legal Shield. All right. And you guys are part of something that's very, very special. You may not understand it right away. You may, throughout the journey, a little bit question why you do some of the things that you do. But let me tell you, what we do really does matter. We talk about that all the time. So what we do truly does matter in the lives of our members, in the lives of our families. See, when I started with this business 15 years ago, it was to make an extra $1,000. Now it's to help change lives of individuals. It's about when my wife got a phone call that she's really, really ill, that I can say I can take the next 3 or 4 weeks away and be next to you when you really, really need me. Because when I was in corporate America, that wasn't happening. They would have been sympathetic. I probably would have got a fruit basket. They would have been, but it's a business that they need to run. And this business here gives you the ability to be able to do the things you want, when it is that you want to do them, and know that we have such an incredible service and servant leaders, which I think is super, super important. So let me just talk real quick for just a second about who do we got in the room. So here's a couple of things I want to ask. How many folks have been with Legal Shield for less than a year? What about anyone who's 1 to 5 years in this business? 1 to 5 years. 5 to 10? 5 to 10 years? 10 to 15? 15 to 20? Keep the 15 to 20s up. Lorna, $100,000 ring earner, millionaire club member, live in Costa Rica now, correct? Don and Ellen Wilson, okay? House out there on wheels, motorhome 46 or 43 feet, $300,000 a year. I'm still on track because y'all make it so fast and keep moving up, right? $300,000 a year income and able to do all the things they want, give to their ministries, do those sorts of things. Ron, you were in that number, right? Millionaire club member, 6-figure ring earner, okay? Who else do we have their hands up in the air? Mr. John Drennan, millionaire club member 2 times over, going for number 3, leader of who we are right here in this room as Success Partners. We'll elaborate more on that stuff in just a second. Then I saw John and Lisa Schiller, $400,000 income earners now.
Between 15 and 20 years. Sorry, that's why I ran for it.
Oh, well, I'm going to say it anyway because you all are in the room here, and that's amazing because we'll get to hear them this weekend talk about how they market this incredible membership. Okay, so you've got $400,000 income earners, right? You know, we've got John and Darcy Hoffman, our leaders. I mean, the reason that we're all here. Every great family, and did I miss any of my ring earners? I know that we've got, Ted, you've been with us a long, long time with these guys. Changed just hundreds and thousands of lives by offering the services. I mean, guys, that's what's so powerful about this company that we have. The longevity. You know, there's a lot of times when you go to events and you see a whole lot of people that just started and nobody who's been here a really, really long time. That's completely the opposite in what it is that we do. So here's one thing you do. You stick and stay. You will get to what it is that you're going to get if you do it the right way, doing the right stuff. So let me ask real quick. So who do we got in here from, who's from Kentucky here? Woo-hoo! All right, we got folks. Indiana. Woo! Man, the Hoosiers are sounding better than the Cats. What's going on with that? Well, cards, whatever, you know, it's all Kentucky. Ohio. Yeah! There we go. Ohio. Yeah! Tennessee. There we go. Balls in there somewhere. Michigan. Yeah! Wow. Where else am I thinking? California. There we go. California. I love it. Colorado. Illinois. That's where I'm from. Florida. North Carolina. The Virgin Islands. Kentucky. Texas. Costa Rica. Motorhome. Missouri. Do you all know what it's like to be up here on stage with John Drennan and you know he's got a clock sitting right over there? He's looking right at that thing. He's like, all right, man, I know you come on, you got 14 hours. I know exactly what he's thinking. You look over there and you see that. And so there's nothing wrong with that. We're going to talk real quick about, there's an assessment, John, this is in their books, right?
Yeah. Front cover.
Front cover. It says self-assessment. This is important, guys. The timing right now for being in this room is like I've never seen before in our company. And it's the perfect time of the year to be able to take a look at some of the things that are going. We're halfway through. As I was saying the other day on one of our calls, I was saying these are about 3 times during the year that you really take a look at things. We always do at the end of the year, right? You look back. I mean, we all have that conversation with ourselves on New Year's Eve. Anybody not have that conversation? You do. You wouldn't be human if you didn't have that conversation. Some are more sober than others when they have that conversation with themselves, which may determine if they stick with it or not stick with it or whatever the case is. That's one of the times. Second time is your birthday. Oh, by the way, quick sing a happy birthday to Miss Delene Holiday because hers, I believe, is today. Anybody else have a birthday today in the last couple days? So we're going to give it a 1, a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Delene. Happy birthday to you. John, you can't penalize me for those 45 seconds now. Okay, so but seriously, and the second time, third time is halfway through the year. Because you're halfway there. You're halfway to that conversation that you're going to have in front of the mirror. Because you know you're going to have that one. So today being about 5 days in, you can say, okay, where am I at? And that's where this little self-assessment sheet comes together. Just to be able to take a little snapshot, a view of what it is that you do. You know, I've learned so much from John and Darcy when it comes to planning and doing and reviewing the things that you have done. And so pull this assessment form out, and here's where it says. You're going to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, because it's easier for me to do math that way. And today it says Thursday level. Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being your very best. What's your vision? Is it clear to you where you want to go? So you got to start with that part first. See, the thing is that they always talk about these 3 things: burning desire, willing to work, coachable. How many of you guys have said that? Here's the problem. You don't have a vision behind it. I want to work as hard as I want to work. Okay? I can be coachable. If I don't understand the time frame it takes to get to where I'm going to get to and I don't have that vision, a lot of times that's where you stumble and fall. So if you say, where am I at right now with my vision, my clarity of where it is that I want to go, a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the very best. This is as of today, because I can promise you that by the time you get to Sunday, those numbers should change. And you got to be sincere. You know, when I used to do evaluations in companies, I would never give anybody a 10. 10 means that you're just like off the charts, beyond belief, no room for improvement. No. So you take a look at that. Next is your commitment. Because if you got a vision, you got to realize there's going to be a commitment that goes along with you getting to where it is that you want to get to. Would you agree? I mean, I don't make this stuff up. I mean, this is just common sense kind of thing. Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being your very best. Your goals. And some may think the vision is part of it. No, the goals fall within to help create that. Do you have them defined? Do you have them written down? You may say today at 3. You may go back to your room tonight and write them down. Tomorrow you're higher. It doesn't say you got to go from 3 to 10. That's hard to do. It's like when I talk to parents in tennis, they want their kid to go from addition and subtraction to calculus. Why can't they get there that fast? Well, you can't. It's just part of the journey. Some get there quicker. Some's got a little more skill, a little more talent, a little more mindset is what it makes in athletes. And then your plans. Your plans. Do you have a plan to be able to get? We got some of the very best planners in all of Legal Shield in this room right now. So write yourself those 4. Then you're going to say, my statement of my current reality. Where is it right now? Write it down. This is my current reality. This is what's going on. This is where I'm at. Numbers are what the numbers are. And then it's my 2020 statement of my future reality. So my 2020 statement of my future reality. You may not have it all down right now, guys. Listen, you may not. The first 4 you can definitely get. Those are pretty simple. You look at them. So put those together. We're going to be talking about them over the next couple days. And now we got a video, right, John? Yes, we got Mr. Phil Collins, formerly of Genesis. Then went out on his own. Had several hits. seen Phil Collins a few times. But here's the thing about that song, and so many people don't, it's about what he went through with a divorce. That's what ultimately it's about. Which I think some of us need to divorce the thoughts that we have that go through our heads. You see what I'm saying? And so you say, okay, enough's enough. I can feel it in the air tonight. Okay, you're going to remember those moments, those things, and you want out. I've been waiting my whole life for this moment that I can say, bye-bye. That's really what that song's about. And of course, when you see it, you're like thinking about it, there's all these different things, but that's the truth. So you got to come to that spot for yourself, which we are at right now, July 5th, 2018. So anyway, I want to talk a little bit about this, the people that are in the room. Right, we got a lot of different names and a lot of different groups and a lot of different things that we have within our company that we're part of here in this organization. But first and foremost, listen, as I was saying earlier, like every great family, you've got great leaders. Would you agree? I think the good families have good leaders. And we are all blessed to be part of a Platinum Council organization. Every one of us. With John and Darcy Hoffman right back there in the back. And they're going to be training us as $700,000 income earners. A daughter that's at $300,000, $250,000, $250,000, and did it on her own because of their teachings. Trust me, as a parent, I know you can't just tell your kids what to do and they're going to do it. It doesn't always work that way because I coach. So we are all part of Shield Nation. John, we've sold what? As an organization, 1.4 million memberships. 65 ring earners. Is that a right number?
Right around 60, yep.
60 ring earners. That's powerful. From this, I watched them 11 years ago, 12 years ago, and I really wasn't appreciating what I have. And let me tell you, what we have are leaders that have got resources they're always getting to us. So I want to make sure we acknowledge, these guys flying in to do this with us. And the best part is, and I'm speaking for them, it's not even work. You get to hang out with your friends, people that you have helped. So a lot of times, we're here, we see where it says success partners, right? How does all that fit in? I look at again, like a family, but you've got a different kids. I kind of think of like Warren Buffett when all is said and done, where he's the Berkshire Hathaway and he's got a whole bunch of companies that are out there. But I want to make sure everybody knew that's who we are, first and foremost. Then success partners, that's John's organization. Right? Everything below what it is that goes on with Shield Nation, all part of everything. But it's where, all of a sudden you got another call or a different time. But at the end of it, we always go back to where our leadership is. Then we've got, organizations like with Gung Ho, which is within what we do. Where you've got Jim and Jackie Harkema, again, on a call here and do some things, but all living under the umbrella of what we do and what we preach and what we say as part of being in Shield Nation. And so then you've got, my team. And my team is really all of our teams, is what I'm saying. It's like, where do we come up with what we do? We like, okay, team is set. We like to climb. But everything I aspire to is to be part of and get to where our Shield Nation family is. Does that make sense to everybody? I want everyone to understand we are part of didn't we get an award as an organization a year or two ago of the most memberships written or something along those lines? What were we all?
Number one growth organization in the company.
Number one growth organization. Then you've got the praise team with Tanya and Patrill and Tony and John and Lisa and Ron Chambers and Tracy Katz, where you've got ring earners that are on these teams. Remember, I know I want to congratulate Curlin's Cassius, newest ring earner. $50,000. That's awesome, to be recognized for that. Kathy Scribner, who's not here, a $50,000 ring earner that works really closely with John. And then we got special guests that are here. Don and Ellen Wilson, I was talking about them today. Crystal, do you remember what I said when I talked about Don and Ellen today coming in? Oh, I said this, they are some of the best people I said, some of the finest leaders. I said, I don't say that very lightly. I really don't. I said, I've learned so much. That's what's so amazing about what we do is other people we can work with and intertwine with, which is great. Lorna coming in from Costa Rica, to visit with us. I mean, those are the leaders that we've got as part of these various organizations. But first and foremost, let's give a round of applause for being part of Shield Nation, the #1 organization. And we've got some special guests that came too. Marco Copney and his wife Irina. Let me tell you, I've known these guys for a few years now. I met them through the Chamber of Commerce. They work in the world of hypnosis and a variety of other things that we can use our minds to best be able to heal the different processes. I've seen them take my daughter from here in her tennis to up here, simply by being able to work with them. We've got other guest attendees that are going to be here. I'm not sure if they're in the room or not, that are here for this weekend. If not, we'll meet them later on tonight. But I want to real quick, we're going to watch this short Tony Robbins video. And if you go on page number 3, and you'll see here it is. It's a little quiz you're going to go through here as this video is going on. So take a watch, grab a pen, fill it out. Let's go.
Good evening. How y'all doing out there? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm honored and I'm blown away, even though this is my 25th year plus doing this. I've been doing this for a quarter of a century now, which is quite amazing for me in the process. Thank you. And I've had the privilege now of working with more than 3 million people live in events from more than 80 countries around the world. So at this stage, I gotta tell you something. I could be an idiot and I would know that there are certain patterns that cause people to be fulfilled, to be happy, to fit, to be strong, to feel alive, to be vibrant, to have passion in their life, to do well financially, but even more importantly, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, in their health and their relationships. And there are also patterns that make people frustrated, overwhelmed, depressed, sad, lonely, cause them to be struggling financially, struggling with their body, struggling intimately. And those patterns, they're not because there's something wrong with somebody, it's because of a pattern that we're doing. And I spent a quarter of a century of my life basically studying the most successful people in the world and the most challenged, and figuring out what's the fastest way to create a change, in basically developing the one thing that all people have in common to succeed: they're leaders. This is a leadership program. Because I don't care what style you are, I don't care if you're a mom, if you're a great mom, you lead your child, you're not led by your child. Or a great dad. If you're a great business person, you're a great salesperson, you're a great negotiator, you're a great anything, you're a great human being. This has been my entire life's obsession. What makes the difference in people's lives? And that leadership component, as I say, doesn't always mean somebody follows you. A leader is somebody who lives life on their terms. That you will never settle for less than you can be, or share, or give, or create. It's not what we get that makes us happy, it's who we become. How we live our life, who we are as a person. People can take away all the things, but who you become, no one can take away. And the problem is most of us are trying to be something we're not. And it isn't so much about change, about changing yourself. The change happens when you be yourself. Know thyself, that's the hard part for most people, and then be thyself. Because most of us in our lives, out of our desire for respect, or achievement, or love, or connection, or something, we've been trying to be the way we think we have to be in order to get that love, respect, appreciation, whatever it is we've been after at some unconscious level. And we've been doing it so long that we think that this is who we are. Because success without fulfillment is failure. And I can't tell you how many people I work with who are supposedly the best in the world at what they do, and they have more money than they can spend, and they have all these people that love and respect them, and yet they're unhappy inside. Because if you want to know what's really you, where you're going to be alive is when it's really you. And you may think you know who you are because you've been living a certain way, but I'll tell you how you'll know. You'll feel euphoric, you'll feel strong, you'll feel unlimited, you'll feel free. I have seen, out of 3 million people around this earth in 80 countries, I've seen just about anything you can see, and there are only so many patterns. And what you're going to find underneath all of this behavior is we have the same needs. There are 6 human needs we're going to review tonight. When you understand what those needs are and which ones you're focusing on, you start to understand why people do the crazy things they do, including you and I. And you begin to understand, hey, there might be a better way to meet my needs, and I don't have to get caught up in this game of stress and frustration and upset, or I can really help this person I care about, because I can see what's really going on. Part of what we want to accomplish here as leaders is we want to become practical psychologists. We want to understand what's really going on so we can help, so we can make a difference, so we can transform. So yes, of course you can do better in your business, because the more you understand about what people need and want, the greater you're going to be, the better manager, better leader, the better mom or dad, the better friend. And there's a better you that's available when you understand what's driving you. But most of us are running patterns over and over again, and we want to free that up. To free it up, we got to break the pattern. We got to do things that are different. So we're going to do something different. I'm not here because I believe in positive thinking. If you think that's what I believe, you don't know much about me. I'm not one of those people that believes you're supposed to go to your garden and chant, there's no weeds, there's no weeds, there's no weeds, there's no weeds. There's weeds right there. That's what I believe. Here's what I believe. I believe that if you really want to be effective, you got to tell the truth. In fact, there's 3 mandates of leadership, if you want to jot them down, that may be the foundation of everything that I believe, and I hope that you will see as something that's useful for your own life to remember, because it's so fundamental. So the first mandate to leadership is not just to be positive. The first mandate to leadership is see it as it is, but not worse than it is. The first secret to being an effective leader in your life, whether it's you want to lead your body from the location it is right now you're unhappy about, you don't have the energy you want, your body's not where it wants to where you want to be, that's leadership. You want to transform your business, that's leadership. Your income, that's leadership. You want to help your children, that's leadership. You're going to be a leader, step number 1, tell the truth. See as it really is, but don't make it worse than it is so you have an excuse not to try. What takes guts is to put yourself on the line. What takes guts is to say, I'm going to make this work. What takes guts is to say, I'm going to believe, knowing I could be disappointed or devastated. But you know what? Disappointment's a good emotion if you learn how to use it. Anybody can see it as it is and maybe be honest, but here's the real secret. Can you come up with a vision? Step 2 is see it better than it is. That's part of what we're going to do this weekend. Seeing it as it is, you got to be honest. And there's not anybody in this room, including me, doesn't have areas of their life that can be made better. But if we can figure out what they are and tell ourselves the truth, regardless of what other people think, then we got a chance to make a change. I learned something from General Schwarzkopf, one of the best leaders I've ever met. I got a chance to spend quite a bit of time with him over the years. And he said to me, Tony, I'll tell you the secret to leadership. He said, the whole secret to your life, for any group, any individual, is no individual, no organization can get better until they can admit something's wrong. And so you know what the problem is? No one wants things to be wrong, so we compare ourselves to others who are doing better than so we can feel really good. See, he raised the standard. He went to step 2. Step 2 is you got to see it better than it is and set that as your standard. A standard is something you don't go for. It's not a goal. It's something you live, breathe, and find a way to get to no matter what. If there isn't a way, a leader makes the way. Is there a difference between should and must for you? Yes or no? You better believe there is. So when that standard is a must for you, you're going to find a way. Finally, the third key here is once you see it better than it is, make it that way. You got to take massive action. You got to be resourceful. You got to find a way to make it you want it. So this weekend, first thing we're going to do after a while is you're going to get real clear about how is it really? How is your relationship really? How is your body really? How is your career really? How are your finances really? All of us in this room, as different as we are, and you can look around, you see every gender, race, probably religion, belief structure in this room. The one thing I bet we have in common is we won't settle. How many came because you want more? How many came because you want more? Say aye! Oh, say aye! So whatever that more is that you came for, more energy, more focus, more determination, more confidence, more certainty, more love, more success, more playfulness, more of your body being where it is, more of your spirit alive, whatever it is, I can tell you this, whatever you think you came for, that's not why you came. Because I've done this for 25 years. I'm not saying you won't get that too. But what brought you here and what you're going to leave with is going to be more than what you thought. I can promise you. You want to know what makes us happy? Progress. That's it. I don't care what you've achieved. If you don't feel like you're still growing, if you don't feel like you're still contributing, if you don't feel like there's some progress in your body or your mind or your relationship or your business, if you don't feel like there's progress, you're going to be unhappy. I don't care how big your life is compared to other people. Progress is the game, my friends. It's being alive. And if we're going to be alive, absolutely. whatever your game plan is, it's ultimately to get to a certain feeling. And the truth is you can have it right now. This next few days is the beginning of that path, and we want to take it to a whole nother level. Let's start now.
Say to everybody watching us right now, you should be here on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. You should be here. Awesome. So that was powerful, right? Did that just kind of just bring everything together as we're getting ready to embark? And so now I get the pleasure of being able to introduce a guy. Guys, I didn't really start this business for about 6 years. I sold the membership for the first 5 because I believed in it. Was in Performance Club every year, but I wasn't in something like this. Until I got a call one day. And this guy calls me up, and it was where the time was right for me to really start engaging. And I get this call, and I'm walking with my wife. You know, there's certain times in your life, you remember where you were when big situations happen, right? You know where you were on 9/11. I was getting my hair cut, I was sitting there, you know, watching, and it was like, whoa. And I know where I was where I got this phone call from this guy, and he said, hey, this phone call is long overdue. I always joke about it with him. If you've got a leader in your organization that's been in Performance Club for 5 years, y'all should probably talk at least once in that 5 years. But I knew where the phone was, well, I always joke about that. So he calls me up and he says, this is John Drennan. And I was walking into my wife's mother and my mother-in-law's house, and like some guy named John Drennan called me. So I returned that phone call that day, and he said, how many people can you put in a room? I'll drive from Michigan down to Chicago, and I think I said I'll put 20, and then I had 19. And so from that day, you know, he has been a great friend of mine. He has been a mentor. I mean, without him and many others in this room, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And that's Millionaire Club member, 6-figure ring earner, Mr. John Drennan.
But am I turned on? Yeah, coming through? Okay. All right, so good evening.
Good evening.
And how many of you were here a year ago?
Woo!
All right, so take a look at that. You know, success begins with showing up, and the same people tend to show up, and that's a clue. And that's how these Millionaire Club members got to Millionaire Club member status. So for those who are here for the first time, show of hands.
All right.
So I want you to know everything we do here has purpose. So whether it's how the room is set, or the videos, or the messages, or the speaker, or the lineup, it's all got purpose. And our objective is to help you realize movement, growth. You know, a lot of people say change. I got thinking about change. You know, we all change every day. But a lot of people say, well, I haven't really changed. The thing is, typically we change back to where we were the previous day. Through the same thoughts, the same routines, the same behaviors. So we want forward change. And that's what we're doing here with this event. So show of hands if you've already gotten something from this event. Okay, good. Well, let's go home. Do I have a clicker here?
I got you.
Okay.
Man, just put it in your pocket and walk around with it.
My wife's always taking the clicker for that reason.
One, but never went to a briefing. Oh my, wait a minute. You were supposed to. Bad on you. Oh my gosh. You were supposed to go to a briefing. You were supposed to have a 3-way call. It's a baseball diamond. Don't you know that? I can't believe you guys came in. Oh my gosh. You broke protocol. Whoa. Understand what I'm saying? If we say use the product, share, okay? How about a PBR? Anybody come in from a PBR? Okay, a few people. Unbelievable, the rest of you, you're fired because according to Brian Carruthers, everybody goes to a PBR. That's the only way you're gonna build your business. Gotta have a PBR. And 2 people in a room came in as a result of a PBR. Uh-oh, whoopsie, what's that all about? Okay, so, but for the 2 that came in from the PBR, it worked for you, right? Who were the 2 PBR people?
Well, I was the only one that showed up at the PBR.
Well, then you had a one-on-one. Yeah, that's good that they did that. Yeah, that's our top producers. Somebody had a meeting, 1 person showed up, they became my top producer in our first company. So, all right. It's share, everybody. It's super simple. Can everybody say share? Share. Okay, so some people do that. How many of you like to do a one-on-one? Great. Then share. Do you have success with that? Good for you. That works for you. All right, so if a briefing is on Tuesday and somebody says, okay, you gotta go call the people, you gotta invite them to a briefing, and then you gotta do a 3-way call, and okay, that's Wednesday, the briefing's on Tuesday, and now I talk to you, you just get picked on all night long. That's right. Go ahead, go sit in the front row. So I talked to Carol, and it's Wednesday, and I thought, okay, you gotta come to Tuesday briefing, because I was trained. I gotta invite you to a briefing. You know, don't say anything, because I'm too stupid to tell you anything, so you need to come to a briefing, and then I'm gonna wait 6 days. How likely is she going to come to that briefing? Yeah. So if she's interested, how many people were interested, saw it, and were ready right away? Oh no. You're supposed to have a multiple series of exposures. What is happening to you guys? You guys are wrong. What is going on? You're breaking the whole system. All right, hopefully you're getting my point. You share the way it works for you. Now, we were RGMs for 11 states and half of Canada. So I did a little survey. I thought, hey, I'm gonna get feedback, not just in Legal Shield Nation, but all these other people, leaders, RGM, what do they call that thing? The people that did group and the people that did networking. Those 2, remember that when we had the 15 RGMs? So we were in RGM, we had 11 states, half Canada, did a survey, and the #1 way, all of the top producers in those states recruited or sold memberships was one-on-one. So the people, a lot of you in the room is one-on-one. So if that works, one-on-one, and then you can even bring a 3-way into a one-on-one. You can tap a video in a one-on-one. A lot of things you can do. But the thing is, you're sharing. Just remember share, okay? Share in the way, any of those things. So it makes it simple. And you're not locking somebody. Brielle Hoffman, if I locked her into the briefing thing, she wouldn't be in this business. Okay, 65,000, 175, almost 250 her 3rd year. And she would have quit if I would have stuck her into that little baseball diamond thing. That didn't work for her. And I noticed it wasn't working for her, so I moved over and started working a different way of sharing that complemented her. You may be missing some of the people. Like Crystal, Facebook, awesome. And now Crystal's realizing not everybody operates in Facebook. She mastered that, super good, that's great for her. All right, Brielle's never done one Facebook post on Legal Shield, and she's doing well. So here's one millennial, and here's another millennial, 2 different ways, right? It's okay, because they need to share the way that works for them. So share now, this will be on the onboarding. This is the part that we do this, the level up part, so that's why you share now. Okay, and the last part, all right, emotionally manage your nose. This is all, take a reality check. Do you worry more about you getting a no, oh my gosh, I can't talk to somebody that makes a no, or you getting them to know? This is the perspective you have to be successful. This is a big deal slide too. If you're worried about the no, you're thinking about you. If I'm going to be uncomfortable and I'm going to go out there and talk to somebody, call somebody, make sure that they understand what I offer, I'm thinking more about them knowing. I'm thinking about other people centered.